Honorable Obi Aguocha, a member of the House of Representatives, sought the support of former President Muhammadu Buhari for the release of Nnamdi Kanu from detention. During a visit to Buhari in Daura, Katsina State, Aguocha apologized for the past actions and emphasized the need for political dialogue and reconciliation. He believes that a political resolution would address grievances and promote national unity. Buhari welcomed Aguocha's approach and expressed his openness to a political solution. Aguocha recently led a group of 50 legislators in appealing to President Bola Tinubu to facilitate Kanu's release through legal provisions. This initiative aims to secure a political resolution and promote dialogue and non-contentious approaches to national issues. Let me start with you, Associate Prof.
Yeah.
Now, going to Honorable Aguocha going to Buhari, is it going to change anything? When Buhari was the president of Nigeria, what did he do about Nnamdi Kanu's situation? If you recall, when he was president of Nigeria, where was Showore, Sunday, Igbo, and co, the people that were leading agitations for their regions? Where were they? What was the state of these people? So now, if as a president, Buhari did not address the issue of the IPOB and the agitation of the East and the IPOB, as the case may be, did not address did not explore political solution to resolve Nnamdi Kanu's issues, do you think this visit to Buhari will make any difference at all? Or is it just a political move to show Southeasterners that I am doing something good? Are politicians right now trying to, build on Nnamdi Kanu's popularity to make themselves popular among the people of the Southeast?
I think I will take your last position, because it's often said that if you must do the right thing, do it also at the right time. We have seen a situation where people want to fish on a troubled sea. You want to take advantage of something. If you go into Aguocha's subconscious mind, it may not actually be in support of release of Kanu, because I see the futility of the whole thing, just like you rightly said. Buhari was the president here for the past 8 years, and he was in charge. It would have been his position to say, okay, let's negotiate. A lot of people have said what Aguocha said now to him. A lot of suggestions have been made to Buhari when he was the president, but he couldn't do anything. Is it now that he's not in authority that will be to the best he can do if he wants to do anything? So maybe I advise the incumbent president. But I see it as an afterthought, something which for me may not have the efficacy it's expected to have to bring about the release of Nnamdi Kanu. So it's all about people wanting also to make themselves relevant in the system, let them see that they are doing something. Because rather than go to President Tinubu and mobilize his colleagues to go and see him, even if it means going there every day, whether he will change his mind, just like the Mordecai in the Bible was, always troubling the king. And at the point, the king said, this person, you have troubled me, but what do you want? So I think that it's like placing a square peg in a round hole, and for me, it may just be an exercise in futility. I think that given the fact that, agitation, from oppressed and marginalized people like the Biafrans in this eastern part of the country, it's as a result of the 40 federal system of government we are operating. In a federal system of government, all the component units are expected to have a sense of belonging. They are expected to be carried along. The resources of the state are expected to be shared fairly and equitably. Every component unit, every ethnic group should be carried along within the confines of the scheme of things, within the political landscape of Nigeria as a country. That's the spirit of federal system of government. But unfortunately, just like also said, Boho and other people had also that kind of, protest. Even if you also look inwardly now, there are still other component units that are not also comfortable with the political arrangement and permutations in Nigeria. And if you give them the opportunity, they will also, agitate for them to go their separate ways. So it's important for us to understand exactly why, these agitations are made and begin to address the root cause of this agitation, which of course is in the context of marginalization and political exclusion. We are supposed to have in federal system of government political inclusion, in such a manner that you have proper policies, inclusive governance that will also accommodate all the other component units that make up the federation. So I think that for Aguocha, well, on the surface you have done well, but I think that you are missing the target by going to Buhari, who was there for 8 years and could not do anything about the release of Nnamdi Kanu. So for me, it just mere show of, political relevance. At least for you to have visited Buhari is on record. But
I spoke for Nnamdi Kanu.
Yes, I spoke for Nnamdi Kanu. But who knows? Were you actually determined to do that? Is that also what you are thinking in your subconscious mind? Is that what you want to achieve? If you want to achieve, I mean, if somebody has a target and want to achieve a target, you have the strategy, the target, what you want to achieve, the strategy, and you must ensure that this target I'm employing must be very, very efficacious in achieving my aim and objectives. So I think that is a misplacement of priority for him to have gone to Buhari, who ordinarily when he was in power should have done that, even without anybody, paying him a visit. Because a lot of suggestions have been made on political resolution of the issue. Okay? Even there was a time court ruled when he was the president that he should be released. But federal government went on appeal to set aside the decision of that court. So if Buhari had wanted to do that, why didn't you rely on the judgment or ruling of that particular court and allow the young man to go? So I think there is more than meets the eye in the whole situation.
All right. Mr. George.
Yeah.
Now, this visit, this Nnamdi Kanu's matter and the visit of Honorable Aguocha to the president. Now, let's look at the administration of Bola Tinubu. They had already written to the president of the federation right now. Probably the visit to Buhari, some people might argue that it is ill-timed and it's belated. But then they have also made, together with other legislators, House of Rep members, to the president. It's also timely, as it were. Now, let's look at other agitators, right? Sunday Igboho has been released. In fact, after the president assumed office, Igboho returned. And Sowore also is a free man. If you recall, the Mieti Allah president was incarcerated, arrested, and detained on the count of terrorism. Around May, he was also released, discharged, and acquitted.
Please permit me to focus mainly on the visit of
to Buhari,
Aguocha to Buhari.
All right.
For me, I don't think it's a misplaced priority.
Okay.
The visit is calling for political resolution of the issue. It is not a legal issue. If you want to pursue legally, they might not be able to get the desired results. And to say that Buhari, a Council of State member, an ex-president, whose tenure just ended a few years ago, does not have, the power to cause the change that these people are seeking. I don't want to argue that. At Council of State, what they do is advisory. They go for that meeting periodically and they advise the sitting president on the state of the nation. If he sees reason with the release of Nnamdi Kanu to douse tension, I don't think that will be a problem. All over the world, political solutions, are deployed to resolving some of those intractable, disagreements between the government and maybe agencies and the people. Instead of going to court, which may take more number of years to determine. Let's see how we can resolve this thing. A win-win situation. They do it. That's conflict resolution. So I don't think there's any wrong in him visiting Buhari. Maybe when Buhari reigned as the president, the idea may not have crossed his mind. But with the ability of hindsight, with this visit,
there were calls for political solutions.
They are aware.
When Buhari was president.
They are aware, but due to the position that he was occupying at that time, why people we are calling, there could be other people who we are calling, do not do this. Those people may not come out in the public. So he may have been in a situation where it became a problem for him, to decide. But right now, as an ex-member, who is no longer ex-president rather, who is no longer wearing the shoes, may decide to, at the Council of State level, where he operates, advise. They play advisory role to the sitting president. It's not something that they must insist that he will do. But as an elder, looking at the situation, if you do this may help does political tension. Look at the River South as well. Look at the Southeast, the Southeast region. That region is so important to the Federation. But because of this Nnamdi Kanu incarceration, they declare every Monday, sit at home. If you know how much that region loses every Monday, like today we are talking now, businesses are grounded in the Southeast. The region loses some money, and by extension, the Nigerian state loses some money.
Sometimes they extend the number of days.
Okay. Now, just take for example, recently Davido married Choma, a lady from the Southeast region of the country. In a traditional marriage, in our way, the way we do things, that marriage would have held somewhere in her state of Imo State.
Of course.
And now we didn't know the number of persons, the caliber of important personalities that would have graced.
And the boost of the economic
the local economy would have boosted with the persons.
The hotel and hospitality.
Yes, but unfortunately because of insecurity, and that wedding happened on a weekday. So because of this same sit-at-home, IPOB threat and things like that, nobody considered going to that place. That region have lost something. The people have lost something. So I think the call is not out of place. It is for Buhari to also advise the sitting president, please see what you can do. Well, let's leave that legal aspect. Let's see if we can. It's possible. He can do that. People do it every day. Leave the fact that he's the ex-president who refused to do it at his own time.
So why would
people
he,
reach out to people for something.
Why would he push for what he refused to do?
No.
Why would he push for this current president to do so?
Like I said, sometimes you take a decision and later you resign that decision. You look at it with the ability of hindsight. If I had done it this way, it would have been better. Unfortunately, I couldn't do it due to maybe the idea never came, or it came, but something, overrode it and things like all those things happen. All those things happen.
All right.
And again, let me add this. With the kind of system of government we operate, it makes the president even to appear like a god. To see the president become so difficult. Leave the fact that he's a House of Rep member, Aguocha, Aguocha does not have the right to see. He doesn't have the access to see the president, just the same way you and I do not have the access. It is unlike the parliamentarian system that they operate in the UK, where the Prime Minister is first amongst the parliamentarians. He's seated there, everybody sees him. Members of the House sees him. But here the president is excluded. He's secluded from the other cadres of politicians.
Right.
So for this man to see him, it becomes difficult. And that is the best way for him to do now, is to go and reach out to the ex-president,
right.
who is just like an ordinary citizen like you and I. Please help me and talk to this person. Let's use this approach to resolving this issue.